A 39-year-old Ghanaian musician in a romance scam with 68-year-old British grandmother. Hi guys, you're watching Chiki series. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. I quite appreciate that. And if you're new to this channel, thank you for clicking on this video. Make yourself comfortable as we get on with this gist. So today, I'm going to talk about how a distraught grandmother, 68-year-old, revealed how her marriage to a Ghanaian musician who is 30 years her junior fell apart. At the same time, she's trying to advise other women because she thought that this could never happen to her. She is now retired. During the course of her job, that she was fortunate to be involved in risk assessment of criminals, so she never thought this kind of thing would happen to her. According to her, she met this Ghanaian boy by name Rodney Kujo, because the woman's name is Bethanian. So Bethanian, who is a grandmother to 4 kids, said that she met Kujo, who is a 39-year-old Ghanaian musician, online in December 2014. Then they got chatting. Before you know it, in 2015, she flew to Accra, the capital of Ghana, where he seduced her and proposed to her in front of his friends. So the lady went ahead to organize for the wedding, even though her children back home begged her not to. But she decided, because she felt that the guy was seriously madly in love with her, because of the way the guy was all over her, expressing his love for her, telling her some good stuff that made her to have butterflies in her stomach. If you've been falling in love before, you understand what I'm talking about. The guy practically swept her off her feet. She said that when they met online in 2014, they became fond of each other, and she, being that she was lonely, the sister just died and the mother was diagnosed of dementia. You see why loneliness can be terrible, because she's a retired officer. If she had been working, probably she wouldn't even have time to be looking at this guy, in as much as she has been seeking for love, she has been seeking for romance, but one way or the other she wouldn't have been carried away like this. She was every time messaging and talking to him every day, and she now thought that they were friends. They started saying a lot of nice things to each other, and he was also encouraging her to come to Ghana to see him. Almost see Yanso, that he would like to see her nice hair and he couldn't wait to touch it. So the lady was blown away with all these sweet talks. They also shared their pictures online, though they realized that there was a huge age difference, but that wasn't really their problem. But she didn't even realize that the guy was flirting. However, she liked him, and a few months he asked if she could lend him some money as he was waiting for a check to come through. So she said okay, it was just £200 that he was asking of, that wasn't really a big deal. So she now sent the money to him, but the guy also promised to pay back the money. They also continued their talking, relating to each other, having fun of each other. The guy needed some money for some studio equipment, because he's a musician. He needed to set up his studio in Ghana there, and also put up some shows. They will share the profit together. And she sent him another £2,000. This lady is really funny. Somebody you've not met, you just met online. You guys got talking, so you feel the guy will really pay you back the money, or you feel the guy will really share the profits, the proceeds made from these shows with you. I don't really understand how people reason to have sent him another £2,000. Anyway, they say when somebody is in love, the person can do anything. Love is blind. So they continued the journey. They kept talking about meeting up online, till eventually she traveled to Ghana. According to her, she had been to Ghana. She was a volunteer with an orphanage where she raised some money. So when the guy invited her to visit him in Ghana, it wasn't really the first time she was going to Ghana. She felt like Ghana, she has been there before, so she would be able to find her way around. And she hopped up on a flight. That was in August 2015, barely 1 year. They met online. And when she got to the airport, she met the guy. The guy received her, gave her a kiss in the car. And she now felt they're not just ordinary friends, that they've gone beyond being friends. That's the dangerous thing about this online dating. When you keep talking to somebody, you don't be carried away. You think you've known the person for so long, not knowing that you still have to mount your guard because you don't know who the person is. So at night, they had sex, and while she was in Ghana, they were doing the do almost every day. They do it almost 3 times in a day, and she was having fun. So she felt that was the romance she has been looking for. And before you could know it, she also had the wedding on that same trip to Ghana. Wow. So before she left Ghana, they had their wedding on 7th of October 2015, just a day before she left. But while in Ghana, she called her neighbor to help her arrange for the documents. The neighbor also sent her the previous divorce papers from her first marriage that ended in the 70s, which I'm sure this guy must not have been born around that time. At the end of the day, she realized that the guy lied about his date of birth, that in the real sense, he was supposed to be 40. She lied that he was 30. So that was the first shocker she received, but that was too late already. They were already gone for the wedding. Immediately she came back to UK. She started arranging for his papers. She paid a lawyer £3,000 to arrange for the guy's visa, which they eventually granted in February 2017. And he flew over to live with her in her 3-bedroom former council house that was left by her mother. So when the guy eventually moved over to UK, she was really excited because she, being a pensioner and being lonely, the children, they've already left the house. She was the only one in 3-bedroom apartment. She wanted the guy to work. The guy eventually got a job in a packaging factory. But the funny thing is that he was always sending money back to Ghana to buy equipment for his music studio while leaving the woman to pay all the bills in Britain. Eventually, Beth found her husband, that's the young Ghanaian guy, cold and distant. He said he wanted kids, that he obviously couldn't have them. He then said that there was no point having sex. The guy is just a joker. How can you marry a 68-year-old woman and you now have pressure on her to have a child for you? You would have married a younger person. Probably he wanted to come to Britain. Eventually what he saw wasn't really what he planned, because sometimes people think that you pick money on the street. When reality hit him hard, he realized that he wouldn't have been where he is. He would have just focused on himself and find a way to help himself out. But he wanted it a quicker way. He wanted a shortcut to life, which there is no shortcut to. You need to do it yourself. So the guy felt frustrated. British weather was not too good. He started complaining about everything, and he became distant. Started quarreling the woman, saying that he wanted kids. She should find a way to have kids, that because she cannot have kids again, then there will be no sex for her. He began criticizing her, saying that he does not like her cooking. He wanted to cook his own food like yams, plantain, and rice. This guy is just a joker. And eventually, the guy also accused the woman of treating him like a slave, asked him to do things around the house. The woman simply said that he's a husband now, so he has to help with the house chores, which the guy never liked. He thought the woman, being the wife, would do everything in the house. You see African mentality. He's looking for a slave and not a wife. Eventually, he got a wife. He wanted a slave. The lady went further to narrate an incident that happened one day. She asked him to clean up his mess in the kitchen, and the guy got angry, slammed the kitchen knife on the worktop, and the knife damaged. Then another one, there was a time they went for dinner with friends, and he told them that he had 3 swimming pools at his house in Ghana, when in reality he has a fish pond. So she hated to watch him lie and realized that it was never going to work. Finally, the British lady filed for divorce, saying that the guy scammed her of £18,000 and the guy was never in love with her. He only wanted to come over to UK because he felt that she's a rich woman, so that he will enjoy part of it. But the Ghanaian guy said that it was all love. He loved her. It wasn't a scam, that he wanted to make it work. The money wasn't for him. It was for business, to make a future together. And then his visa was expiring on October 27, and she had already slapped his face twice in May. So that was the reason why he packed up. But the issue is this: nobody knows whether they're going to renew the visa again, because now the marriage has gone kaput. I don't think there's any reason why the visa will be renewed. So that's another story for another day, because he's seeking asylum. This internet scam is becoming very popular these days, and most especially how you get to know about this is when somebody you're chatting on online start asking for money. When they start asking for little money, because this lady's case, the guy started asking for £200. So you say, okay, it's not really a big deal. Let me just don't give anything. It starts small, before you know it to increase, before you know it to increase. That's the way. I've had a friend that connected with a guy on Facebook. The guy was asking her for marriage, because I think most women, these men, they come all in the name of marriage or all in the name of love, knowing that women, they will fall for marriage. They're looking for who to love them. So this lady said she met this guy on Facebook. He said he was working with Chevron or Shell, because they always come with very big companies. Little did you know that the guy was a con man. They got talking, they got communicating on Facebook. Before you know it, the guy said, I'll be offshore. Please, will you want to send 30,000 naira or equivalent of 78 US dollars to my mom, because my mom is having some difficulty. When I'm out, I will pay you back. So my friend was like, how can you that is working in Chevron, that you don't have a family relation or you don't have anybody in your family that can give you more than money? It's me that I just met barely 2 weeks ago. That she wasn't even ready for that. She said no. She asked the guy that she will not be able to do that. So before you knew it, the guy cut off. It was clear that the guy is a 419. So this is a romance scam. So people need to be very careful. And even this woman is also asking other women to be very careful, because she never thought that this will happen to her. After all the work she did, doing risk assessment with criminals, she never thought that she can be duped by any man. And most often, when people get affected by this, when they share their story, should be number one that will say that, oh, these people are very gullible, they don't ask questions. So what I'm saying in earnest is that this can happen to anybody. So you have to be careful. And this is why people always say never, because as a human being, you don't really know what is waiting for you. The best thing is for you to be at alert, learn whatever you want to learn, and be at alert, so that when such a thing comes, you'll be able to find it out or spot it out from afar. I'm not saying that online marriages don't work. People have met their spouses and they're living happily after through internet. It can happen, it can work, but you have to be very careful. Most especially when you meet somebody, the first thing the person will start asking of is money. Personally, I see it as a red flag. When you meet somebody online, you barely know each other, and what the person does is to start asking you for money, maybe in the first week or even the first day. I see it as a no. That is me. I don't tolerate that. Once you do that, I cut off, I log off, I don't pay any attention to that. So let me know what you guys think. If you've been able to find your spouse through social media, through internet, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, please leave a comment down below. Then if you had an experience of romance scam whereby they scam you of your money, or the person find a way to abuse you emotionally, also leave your comment below. I would like to read from you guys. I'm gonna sign off here. Stay healthy and safe. Remember to share the video with family and friends if you love it, and give this video a thumb up because it helps with the algorithm, and subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. And I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Bye.